STPL.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. It's been a while since we've had an STPL cast. I think it's been a week, right? I did it on Wednesday last week. That reminds me, I need to upload the VODs to YouTube. I am so bad at doing that. But this is the playoffs. It is the quarterfinals. If you're not sure of the bracket, I will link you, I will link you to the Liquipedia, which is the best place to see them. Currently, the quarterfinals means we have iRk against Valhalla team, and then waiting for one of these teams in the semi-finals is going to be NetWars, who did get seeded all the way there, and waiting in the finals, probably a little bit bored already, is going to be Seoul. Once again, going to go for their triple title. Have to see if that's going to work out now. If you've not seen the STPL before, here is the format. Best of 5, all the games are played regardless of outcome. Set 1 to 4, the lineups are selected in advance, and all the games are played at the same time. And set 5, if we need it, is the ace match, which means any player can compete again, except no substitutes. Game 5 in a 1v1 is not an ace match. It's not at all. Stop calling it that. We've got a good prize pool, we've got a good map pool, we've got a good prize pool as well. There is no 4th place though, so that money is going to be redistributed just because there is no 4th place. Like, it's not possible to get a 4th place thing, so there we go. You know what? I've had a rough day at work, so I've got some nice cider. I've got a glass, and I'm going to pour it out, because cider is some good stuff. I don't often drink, especially not on stream, but it's my one cider for today. I feel like drinking it. I am incredibly thirsty right now, and today at work was really rough. So let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the evening. Yeah, shortcut kit. It does have alcohol. Cider is alcohol. Like, how do you not know cider? Somerset cider here, look, 4%. It's made with sweet red apples. Sweet red apples. Yeah, cider's the best. It's really weird because in Japan and Korea, cider is like, well, especially in Japan, cider is like soda. So when I'm like, oh, I'm drinking cider, they're like, what? But cider's really good. It's really good. So let's introduce our first couple of teams. And yeah, it's the same in Korea, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Let's have a look. So starting us off here is going to be the unstoppable force of Europe. It's going to be iRk. They've got an incredibly strong roster. They are basically pushing the boundaries whenever they end up playing. And they have done incredibly well throughout the STPL. No, Groglog. I mean, when it's a 1v1, like when it's like BSL. Game 5 in BSL is not an ace match. It's one player versus one player. It's not team versus team. Ace match is a team thing, and it really annoys me. Yeah, but I mean, they've got True Touch, they've got DeWalt. I mean, they've got like one of the Polish powerhouses, and they've got DeWalt the Miracle Toss. which is insane. They've also got Oya and Vodi, who have done incredibly well this season. Now, Oya's not going to be playing today. He did he arranged to pre-play his game, just because he wasn't going to be able to play on the Sunday, and unfortunately, Pitbull didn't show up for that. So we won't have a Game 3, but that doesn't matter. The other games are so unbelievably good that it shouldn't matter whatsoever. If we have a look at our other team, it's going to be the only Valhalla team. Now, Valhalla team this season have actually had a little bit of a rough time. They split up with Clan Wiko about halfway through, and they lost a lot of their good players, and they've actually struggled to kind of get the players they need to compete and also to actually play in the week in, week out. So they do have a team of 4 here, a team of 4 specialists with Yangachi, Bishop, Pitbull, and Dane, which is an incredibly strong lineup. Pitbull we won't see today, but basically this is 3 really good players. So essentially, when you look at the 2 teams and who's playing against each other, there's not a single mirror matchup, which is absolutely insane. But we also have one of all the non-mirrors. We've got a ZVP with True Touch versus Yangachi, which should be amazing. We've got a PBT between DeWalt and Bishop. I'm really looking forward to that. And then we've got a TVZ between Vodi and Dane. Like, you can't ask for anything better, and I know that Lucky Noob in chat is going to be happy because a lot of Zerg here. But are the Zergs going to be able to win? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. If we have a look at our first player here, it's going to be one of the Polish powerhouses. It's going to be True Touch. True Touch started off in the STPL struggling quite a bit, but as the STPL carried on and got further and further on, he's done so much better. And he's just turned into an absolute beast. I mean, outside of the STPL, he's always been a beast. But, I mean, he's got an 88% win rate against Protoss. Like, that's over 9 games. That's insane, right? That's really ridiculous. Now, the only games he's lost recently were against Soma, Disco, and Cryok and Terra, who are 4 very good players. So, really good to see True Touch here for iRk. Looking forward to seeing how he's going to do against his opponent, which is going to be Yangachi. Now, Yangachi as well has less games in the STPL, but has done a very good job throughout all of them, taking down Medino, Sugo, and Eriador, only losing to Mighty in a PvP on Hitchhiker, which was, I seem to remember it was an interesting game, but I can't remember too much. It's really difficult to remember back to May when I've casted so many games. But that will happen. Like, I think I'll just go... I'll check that out afterwards. But let's have a look at the map we're going to be going into. It is going to be Andromeda. Now, Andromeda is a very fun, very standard... Well, I say it's standard. To me, this is very standard. Oh wow, Groglog, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, man. It means a lot. Welcome to the people who got the gifted subs. That's kind of cool. Thank you so much. But Andromeda, a really fun 4-player map. Let's get into it. It's going to be game number 1. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the off-green, fighting for Valhalla team, it's Yangachi. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the purple, fighting for iRk, it's True Touch. Now right here we have one of the best foreign Brood War players against one of the best amateur Koreans. So this is a very fun matchup. Hopefully we're going to get a fun game. But I have this horrible suspicion it's going to be one of those series that you're going to blink and you'll miss it. Because whenever I try and hype up a series, I cast a curse it majorly. I was really hyping up White versus Valhalla team, then White Clan left the tournament and didn't play the series. I've hyped up other series where it's been like, wow, it's White versus Soul, and then the games end in 5 minutes. It's like, god damn it. But at least with the grand finals from White vs. Soul, we had some amazing games. Now, Yangachi is going to wall a little bit further back. I think you can wall a little bit further forward, but I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. Going to help use the ramp as part of this. Now, speaking of ramps, I was doing a conference call with Freakling the other day to do the map contest voting. I learned more about maps in that 2 hours than I think I would have ever known otherwise. I had no idea how ramps and stuff worked, and now I understand. It's crazy. Freakling is so smart, man. He is 100% one of the smartest Brood War people I've ever spoken to. The other one was Henrik. I met the guy who made SCM Draft at BlizzCon when I went there. He was a really nice guy as well, but he, yeah, he is insanely smart. Like, he knows probably more than Freakling does. But he was saying that apparently, like, Freakling messages him all the time with, like, stuff to update and things like that. But going back to this game, we've got a Forge up already. The first cannon is coming on the way. That is going to be after the Nexus, so it's not going to be too early of a cannon. But True Touch playing pretty much standard, so Yangachi doesn't have too much to worry about at the time being, should I say. Gateway coming in as well. Are we going to see True Touch go for a third hatchery? Is he going to go for a all-in? One of the things I know a lot of foreign players, especially when I say foreign I mean non-Korean, a lot of people seem to think that when you feel like you're in a worse position against someone, like, I don't know how confident True Touch would feel going into this game, but a lot of people, especially when they go against Koreans, they think they need to all in. Now the trouble is, some of these players that go all in, they don't all in very often, so even if they all in, they're gonna kind of hurt themselves more than just trying to play standard. Now, True Touch does know how to play aggressive, so I don't really know why I brought that up. That was actually a bit pointless, but it's always interesting to look at because there's kind of multiple ways you can play against people who are at least higher MMR than you. But I mean, True Touch is the pinnacle of the foreign scene pretty much. Like, him and Eon Zerg especially are very, very strong at Zerg. Like, it's very rare you'll get, well, I think the only other player who, at least historically, has come close, if not been better than True Touch and Eon, was probably Zeki at his peak. But that was a while ago now. And True Touch and Eon Zerg have gone from strength to strength. I think True Touch, at least mentally, is a little bit stronger. Like, it feels like it's harder to throw True Touch off. And I mean, when we look at what just happened there, True Touch was doing a very good job keeping that probe out of the base. And that's so unbelievably important. Look how blind Yangachi is. He can't react to stuff that he doesn't know is coming. So if there is an all-in, he doesn't know about it. Is he going to have to build a bunch of cannons just to be safe? Like, look at it. Yangachi is moving around like crazy. He wants to get this probe into the base, but True Touch is just not letting him do it. Just call me Frog. This is a best of 5. Obviously it's a team game, so it's 5 best of 1s. The 5th game is an ace match. So not only, oh my goodness, he's actually coming in with a bit of a Ling all-in here, and because there was no scouting, Yangachi didn't know about this. The Lings get into the main base, and this is crazy. This is such an unbelievably important timing. There is a cannon coming up in the main, but how many Lings are going to have to go, how many probes are going to have to go down? And look at that pick-off! He gets the Dragoon as well! And oh my god, he's going to unpower the gateways. The probes have been pulled. This actually gets them into a position where the Lings can attack them. And if he unpowers 2 gateways, he is going to be in an insane position. But looks like the cannon is going to help clean this up. This wasn't too much damage done. Obviously, losing the Dragoon was a pretty big deal. But outside of that, he only lost a few probes. So that's not the biggest deal. That was a very, very nice hold by Yangachi. So we've got a 4th hatchery coming in here, so this means that we're, a 5th hatchery as well, so we're not going to see an all-in. We do have a Hydra Den coming in though, so we could still see a lot of aggression off of 5, 6 hatcheries. And forcing a cannon, as Lucky Noob says, isn't so bad, but realistically, if that's all you've managed to achieve by building that many Lings, It's not great. Like, imagine how many extra drones he could have had. And the thing is, Yangachi didn't overcommit to anything either. Like, oh, he's gonna get another Dragoon out in the middle of the map though. Great pick-off. Okay, so Yangachi may be feeling a little bit shaken in this game, taking a lot of damage. We can already see, because he's got no scouting information whatsoever. Look at this, the bottom left is still completely blind. Yangachi is trying to blind counter Mutalisks here, because he doesn't know what's coming. Now it's not going to be Mutas, it's going to be Hydras. And all of those cannons in the mineral lines aren't going to do anything. This is such a good spot for True Touch to be in. I mean, yes, he could have done a little bit more damage, but Yangachi, just based on the fact that he's completely blind, is playing this so carefully. He doesn't have a Stargate. He is not going to be seeing anything coming out from True Touch whatsoever any time before observers. Now we've got Storm coming up. We've also got second upgrade coming in for Yangachi. This is going to be armor, +1 around about halfway done. And look at how many... Oh my god, Yangachi is just way blind countering Mutalisks here. He's going Mass Dragoons. Mass Dragoons against this many Hydras is going to do absolutely nothing. There's only 2 cannons. Okay, there is a Dark Templar. True Touch sees this. Is he going to wait for a... Is he waiting for an Overlord? Where are his Overlords? He doesn't have Overlord speed. Okay, that's a little bit of a risky play. The DT coming out. Oh my goodness. So Yangachi knows this is coming. He does have Storm almost ready. Cannons being added on. The units being pulled out of the main. Is there enough defense back at home? Yes, there is. Now this is going to be a very important timing. Let's zoom out just a little bit, see what's going to happen. It looks like at the very least the gateway is going to go down, but not before another DT is going to come out. There's 2 DTs on the Hydras, and True Touch is going to have to fall back. He can't be taking this damage right now. And yes, he's forced a lot of cannons, but this is a timing that he has to hit. And oh my god, Storm is going to be done. He is going to be walking into a meat grinder here with all these cannons and Storm. Looks like one of the DTs is going to try and get back. Let's keep an eye on the kill count to see if it gets in. Oh my god, is it going to get in? It gets it. Okay, it gets into the main base. Oh no, True Touch. True Touch lets the DT in his main base. He takes a ton of damage at the front. Has Yangachi done it? Has he managed to counter this perfectly? Looks like the drone's actually been pulled to fight this. He knows how important it is that this DT goes down. Realistically, he should just kill it. I don't know why he's not killing it. But this is not looking good. We do finally have a Hydra, but it's misrallied, going to the wrong place. How many how many drones is that going to kill? There were so many that have gone down. True Touch definitely not in the best position. And yeah, this is definitely not looking good now. Yangachi getting so far ahead in supply. He's got a lot of gateways coming out. The observatory is coming out as well. And True Touch is kind of on the back foot again. Lucky Noob asking, how did that get in? It turns out a Sunken on its own is not enough to defend against the DT. He just ran straight past it. Yeah, he needed like a Hydra or something and it would have died. But here we go, the Mutalisks coming in. Back in the back, there's only 2 cannons here. There's a lot of Storm, but it's miles away from anything that's important. How much damage is True Touch going to do here in the main? Looks like he doesn't want to commit. Honestly, it feels like he should just commit to this. At least do some damage. He needs to find damage somewhere. He's not even... Okay, now he's one-shotting probes. Storm coming out. Not quite hitting the Mutalisks though, so not doing too much. He's not managing to get the one-shots off on these probes. That's very unfortunate. Oh, looks like a High Templar is getting sniped. Is he going to be able to get another one? The Mutalisks are coming in behind this. Storm getting blanketed. But this means there's going to be no Storm at the front for the Hydras. But the Mutalisks taking a lot of damage. True Touch still with a good number of units in his main. But let's check the energy on these High Templar. There's still 2 Storms. Yangachi still waiting to go up to a third base. There's no additional base out here for True Touch, but True Touch is going to be moving out onto the middle of the map to try and get a flanking position on these High Templar. And let's see if he can do it. We're going to have a lot of Hydras coming in from the bottom, a lot of Hydras coming in from the top as well. Storm being used on the Muteless, but one on a big clump of Hydras doing a ton of damage. But could this be enough Hydras? I don't think it is. True Touch looks like he's on the back foot now. A lot of his units going down, and Yangachi is pulling away with this game. A great engagement once again. And the failed Hydra Burst really coming back to haunt True Touch here. Yangachi with the perfect defense early on against the Lings. And from then, True Touch looked like he was in trouble. And he definitely is. There's just not enough units here to defend. He's only got, well, he's got 7 hatcheries, I think it is. But what does that matter if as soon as the units are coming out, they're dying? GG, True Touch taps out. And Yangachi wins game number 1.
STPL Season 3. Yeah. STPL DAS. Bio TVP? Wow! No problem. We got dragons to defend. Yeah. STPL DAS. STPL DAS. Mass Scout? Oh, I'm so afraid. We got Hydralists to defend. Yes. STPL, STPL. Fantastic production, fantastic casters, fantastic prize pool, only in STPL.
I'm about to overload my aggression inhibitors. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Okay guys, welcome back to game number 2 of the STPL Season 3 quarterfinals. Coming up here, we do have the one, the only, the Miracle Protoss in iRk's DeWalt. He's rank 4 in the STPL overall. He has played and won against some incredible players, including a macro game win over Shine, who was the... Shine was on Khan, right? Am I misremembering? I can't remember. Yeah, Shine was Khan, right? LPD Shine. I'm just gonna check because I can't remember. Yeah, he was on Khan. Yeah, I was gonna say the ex-Samsung Khan player, but DeWalt, an incredibly good player. His last win was against Terra on Monty Hall SE. He's back again for another Terran. He's out for blood. He's got a 73% win rate over 23 games against Terran. And he is going to be up against the one, the only Bishop here, which is an incredibly strong opponent. Bishop maining Terran in the STPL, but he is a random main now. He's not done too well in the STPL, at least historically, but 2 of his games were against Shine and Best. One of them, DeWalt did win. Could that be a sign that DeWalt's going to take another win here? But his game against Radley was probably one of my favorite games. I'm definitely going to go back and highlight that one at some point. By the way, just in case you guys want any games highlighted, what I've done is because a lot of people have a ridiculous amount of channel points, if you want me to highlight a game video, you can spend 50,000 channel points And you can get me to highlight one. So as long as the game is good, if it's bad and you spend the highlight while, if it's funny bad, I will still do it. Thank you for the host, by the way, Ray. I didn't see that come in. But basically, really, really good player is Bishop, and it's really, really cool. Bishop isn't in ASTL. I don't think he got picked up for a team. We're going into the finals of ASTL. By the way, if you've not been watching ASTL, go back and watch the VODs on Afrika. Because essentially, Bishop is, ASTL is really, really fun. Really, 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 really fun. Most fun I've had with Brood War for a very long time, at least Korean Brood War. But either way, let's have a look at the map they're going into. It is going to be Hitchhiker. We have had, oh my goodness, we've had 15 Protoss versus Terrans here, and Protoss have won 11 of them. And DeWalt's won 2 games on this map as well, so could this be DeWalt's home territory? Is the Miracle Task going to perform another miracle? Or is Bishop going to prove it to be heresy as we get into game number 2, DeWalt versus Bishop? Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand corner in the yellow, fighting for Valhalla team, it's Bishop as our Terran. And spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner in the red, fighting for iRk, it's going to be DeWalt. Okay, so are we going to see a weird game here? Or are we going to see a straight up macro game? DeWalt has proven in the STPL that he's not afraid to go into a macro game against some of the best players in the world. I mean, Bishop hasn't proven himself in the STPL so far. He is a very, very good player though. I'm not saying anything bad about Bishop, but at least in the STPL he's not done too well. He's yet to have the Bonneth effect of... I mean, Bonneth lost so many STPL games. Like, he lost so many STPL games, and suddenly he just won like 15 games in a row. Is this the start of Bishop's win streak? I don't know. Is Bishop going to continue into Season 4? I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe Bishop will be back. I'm hoping that Valhalla team will be back, but given the struggles I think the team's been having, we may be missing out on Valhalla team next season. So this game is very important for them. It's a very, very important series. And iRk are going to want to make it further. iRk... I don't think iRk have made it to the semi-finals before in STPL. They may have done. Maybe I'm misremembering, but... So both players scouting each other out. DeWalt doing a little bit of probe micro here. Not quite kingdom level probe devil probe, but still pretty good. Pretty annoying. Delayed the barracks just a little bit, but not too much. Meanwhile, DeWalt just playing super straight up back at home. Now, speaking of ASTL, let me see if I can remember names off the top of my head. You have Top Tune, Resuns, Heroes, Glorious, Chicago Bulls, or something. No, Buffaloes, ICI Chicago. There's 2 more teams. Who are they? Oh, Great Escape Gaming. And there was one more that I've forgotten. iRk have made it to both semi-finals before. Thank you, Fake Finn. Fake Finn, in case you don't know guys, is someone who is incredibly smart and handsome and helps out with the STPL's Liquipedia page. Speaking of Liquipedia, they are one of our wonderful sponsors, a great resource for many different things, Brood War included. It's where it all started. And trying to keep Brood War alive on Liquipedia is incredibly important. So work like people like Fake Finn, people like Packrat, and many others who put a lot of time and effort into updating the Liquipedia pages is super important. Our other sponsor, of course, Esport Fund and Maturino. Massive shout out to both of them as well. Now we've got a dropship play coming in here from Bishop. I mean, he could realistically go for a blind Wraith, which wouldn't be too bad against the build that DeWalt's doing. Now it is going to be a dropship to start us off here. Now this is going to be an incredibly good map to drop on. Looks like he's going to push out as well to try and force out, well, you can't really force out units from Protoss, but you are going to push the envelope just a little bit. You don't want to keep them, or you don't want to give them the freedom to do what they want. Now the benefit of moving out right now is when the dropship finishes, the dropship can force the, the dropship can drop the vultures behind the main. And when you do that, if you've got all of your units out the front defending against this push, all of a sudden, you're not defending your probe line. And there have been some very, very good Protoss players who have lost to that very same situation. But not to forget, this is the Miracle Toss. He comes out in the STPL and he makes a lot of miracles happen. And Ruskig, yes, it is the Bishop, the Korean pro. Well, the Korean amateur. He's not technically a pro because he doesn't have a pro license, but now we've got the Reaver going out to attack Bishop here. Bishop going for an expansion. DeWalt, unable to push onto the low ground, is actually getting ready to take a Nexus here. And this, oh my god, he's actually going to elevate it into the main. This could be very, very risky. But there's no defense back at home. Bishop is pretty much all in here. He can't get his units back to defend whatsoever. And this Nexus is going to buy DeWalt so much time. Is he going to be able to get another Reaver out? I think he might be able to. The Nexus is cancelled. And look at this. There's no units back at home. The SCVs are going to be traveling away. A big Scarab already going down here. And while this looked good for Bishop, Bishop can't get in and do any damage. He's just taking more and more back at home. Bishop down to... oh my god, this could be a juicy Scarab. But looks like the Zealot just going to kind of do what it needs to do to start off with. The units haven't been able to go anywhere, but there is a drop coming back home to defend against this. Now the shuttle is going to be able to help clean this up. Looks like DeWalt going to try and run away. Oh, he loses the shot with a Reaver. That's actually a pretty big deal. But he's done so much damage. 6 kills on this Zealot alone. And that's not including the Reaver kills. And, I mean, DeWalt's perfectly safe back at home. We've got a pylon coming up at the front. We do still have that dropship out. So DeWalt does need to be careful. There are still some vultures waiting here to come in to do damage. But DeWalt is definitely in an incredibly good position. Oh, looks like DeWalt in a perfect position to defend against this. The unit's unable to do anything. The Wraith coming in from behind, though. Gonna try and catch another shuttle as it comes out. He knows that he's gonna want to do that. He's gonna focus the Reaver down while he can, but it's not gonna be able to kill it. And will be forced to fly away. Don't want to lose that Wraith. It's very, very important. DeWalt, meanwhile, going for the counter on these vultures. Moving a little bit further forward, just trying to stop any additional units being dropped close to his base. DeWalt is really doing so well. Like, there is a damn good reason why DeWalt, I call him the Miracle Toss. Well, Customies called him the Miracle Toss and I stole it, so now I call him it as well. But he's just an incredibly good player. Like, he may not be... okay, so he's not as... I'm trying to think of the right word. He's not as decorated as Bonneth is in terms of tournament wins. But in Best of 1 Clan Wars, DeWalt is like one of the best players you could possibly have outside of Korea. Like, even in a solo tournament, he may not win them all, but he still does incredibly well every single time. Now the Reaver going to get into the main base. Scarab going to go off on the tank. If he can get both of these tanks, it could be a big deal, but he's not actually focusing the right tank. The Reaver getting another shot off, going to be able to fly away. And this is... oh, mine's coming in from behind. Looks like DeWalt coming in from 2 angles here. He's on top of the bunker. There's no repair. There's no Marines inside of it. The Reaver going to drop off into the natural mineral line. I think this could just be checkmate. Oh my goodness, that Scarab was massive. So many workers going down. The natural has been busted. But DeWalt still needs to be careful. This is a lot of tanks on the high ground. Doesn't want to lose all of his Dragoons. But he's got his expansion up. He's got 35 probes worth of production. And things are looking very, very strong here for DeWalt in this game moving forward. We do have a single Vulture up here. He's going to be able to maybe stop the... oh my god, we've got another Reaver shuttle coming in. Doesn't matter that you keep losing them. Now, DeWalt, is he going to put the Nexus down before the probe dies? No, he cannot. So that's going to delay the third base a little bit. Oh, but this is just too much. The Reaver coming into the main. There's absolutely no defense. I think the Wraith went down. I don't see the Wraith anywhere. And while the Reaver is going to be forced to do damage, maybe where it doesn't want to, it's going to pull the attention away from the front, and that is where DeWalt is getting ready to move straight in. We've got a Vulture up here with 6 kills, but even that is kind of not too important. Now the Reaver, there's no way he drops this in the middle line, right? No, okay. I was going to say, like, that would actually just be a waste. Oh, he actually finds an area outside of tank range. That is going to bug out the first Scarab. Looks like the Dragoon's coming back in again. Why is he pushing in? I don't understand. Why did he go in? He just took a ton of damage. I'm really not sure why DeWalt went in there. He even had an observer looking at all of the tanks. He was like, you know what? I see 6 tanks. I can break that. Said no Protoss player ever, but DeWalt still in a good position in spite of losing those Dragoons. But it's losses like that that give Bishop a chance to come back in the game. But looks like we are going to have a little bit of a elevator play coming in here. We've got the tanks on the high ground ready for this kind of guerrilla tactic here, but I'm not feeling it for Bishop right now. Bishop is definitely in a lot of trouble. But looks like Bishop getting ready to scout for this as well. Now, if DeWalt can get here and deny this gas, that would be absolutely huge. Looks like we've got a Reaver coming in to the main base while we do have the other shuttle over on the right. Picking up the Reaver, dropping it. Good micro so far, actually. Oh, he gets that. Oh, nicely done. He gets one of the tanks. He doesn't do too much damage, but he's actually getting ready to push in with a lot of units. And the observer knows there's no units in the main base. Let's see how this is going to go. We've got a lot of Dragoons coming in here. Bishop does see this, but does he know about the Reaver? Probably not. But looks like this tank is in a pretty good position. DeWalt, is he making a big mistake here? Going in again, taking a lot of tank fire for free. I mean, sitting here, yes, you can kill some SCVs, but is it really well? Oh, the Reaver getting down here. Is he going to be able to get a good Scarab off? Looks like he's not going to be able to, but he is going to clear up the tank. And the Wraiths both go down as well. This means this shuttle has free reign over the base now. He does need to be careful, be safe with these 4 Marines about, but this is just getting crazy here from DeWalt. He's doing so much damage. I mean, Bishop is still only on 26 SCVs, and it's going down every second. We had a... oh, the Reaver's going to go down. He can't drop the Reaver. Bishop getting a nice pick-off on that Reaver, but is Bishop just taking too much damage? That's the question we're asking, and I think that's going to be the answer as well. Yes, because he is so far behind where he wants to be. And DeWalt looks like he's pulled off another miracle. DeWalt getting into a third base. There's no dropship anymore. There's no Wraith. Okay, there's another Wraith just been built, but he loses his second gas. He just doesn't do anything. That was a ton of damage. Like, it is incredibly difficult to recover from this position as Terran, The only thing you can do is go to 3-2 or 2-1. Even 2-1 is a little easier. You need to go for 3-2, but because you only have 2 gas, it's basically impossible. But, I mean, miracles can happen. The Miracle Toss has proven it himself. Can Bishop be the antithesis of this player's nickname? And can he come back against someone as strong as the Walt? Oh my god, 4 DTs. Oh, he needs to drop them quick, though. He needs to drop them quick. He gets them out. Oh my god, there's no detection. There's actually just no detection. He's building a missile turret in his main base. But there we go. It's going to be game over. He can't deal with it. He's going to be able to snipe the turrets. He's getting the SCVs. And he's getting the he's getting the tanks as well. There we go. Bishop gets out of the game. GG. The Miracle Toss turns water into wine once again and takes game number 2. Now, game number 3 was actually a walkover in favor of iRk, so we're going to be going into game number 4 with iRk up 2-1 when we get back after this short break. See you guys soon.
I am the Scatman. Para pa pi pa pa para pum. Pa pa para pum. Para pi pa pa para pum. Pa pa para pum. Para pi pa pa para pum. I am the Scatman. Scooby dooby dooby pa. Scooby dooby dooby pa. Scooby dooby dooby pa. I am the Scatman.
Wrong button. Also wrong button. There we go. Welcome back to the STPL. We're going to be going into game number 4. If you're wondering where game number 3 went, Pitbull didn't show up. So iRk are 2-1 up. If they can win this final game, they will be going to the semi-finals. But if Valhalla team can hold on and take a win here, we'll be heading into an ace match, a game number 5, which will be really, really sick if that happens. But starting us off here for iRk is going to be Vonnie. He's yet to be defeated by a Zerg player yet, or a Protoss player actually. Only players that beat him have been Terran. He's done pretty well. He's doing really, really well in the STPL. And his opponent fighting for Valhalla team is going to be Dane. Dane also incredibly very, very good. So it's going to be a fun matchup. TVZ, fan favorite. The map we're going to be going into is going to be one of the previous ASLs. Yeah, Pitbull was a walkover in favor of Oyagi because Pitbull didn't turn up. But Tripod, really, really good. Really, really fun map. We've had 5 TVZs already on this map, and they've all been pretty good. So let's get into another one. It's game number 4 between iRk and Valhalla team. Are iRk going to take out Valhalla team and move to the semi-finals, or are Valhalla team going to take us to an ace match? Let's find out.
Easily amused, huh?
STPL Season 4 when? STPL Lottie 1.
Oh, thank you, Fake Finn. Season 4 will be announced soon, hopefully. See you guys soon. Well, see you guys soon. I'm not going for a break. We're going into the game. Wrong order. Okay, let's go. Okay guys, welcome to game number 4. It's iRk versus VT in the top left hand corner, starting us off in the blue, fighting for iRk. It's Vody. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner in the purple. Fighting for Valhalla team, it's Dane. Okay, TVZ, fan favorite matchup. Are we going to get a good game here? I never want to say because I usually end up cursing things. So let's just enjoy what happens as it comes in. I'm going to pour myself some more cider so you can hear this on the microphone. I would never normally drink while casting, but today at work was really annoying. I mean, I drink, but usually water. I'm going a little bit out there today and drinking some cider. It's only my one cider for today, so I'm not got a problem. I'm not going to be drunk or anything. I'm 6'5", about 195 centimeters tall, and it takes a lot to get me drunk. Like, I've never actually been drunk fully. So, hey Sugo, nice to see you, man. Okay, so we've got a 9 pull coming up here for Dane with gas, so it's going to be a 9 pull speed into a 12 hatchery, most likely. Yeah, I'm 1 meter 95 centimeters. I'm a giant. In in Pavlov, because I've got, well, people know I've got VR, but in Pavlov, your real height changes the height of your character model. So I am like towering over everyone else. It's kind of funny. Someone spawned next to my character model and said, "Whoa, you look like Shrek." But here we go. We've got Vody going for a tech build here. Tech opening. Probably going to be a 1-1-1. Also, Ruskink, you say I don't look tall on my camera. I'm sat down. How can I look tall on a camera when I'm sat down? That would actually be kind of funny. The thing is, as well, my legs are a lot longer than my torso, so yeah, my camera's actually looking down at me as well because it's on top of my monitor. Now we've got some lings out the front, but we do have defense for this already. This is a really nice defense here by Vody. Actually, that's going to make it very difficult for Dane to be able to break through. So these early lings aren't going to do too much here. That's going to be a little victory here for Vody, but Vody is using a lot of, well, he's losing a lot of mining time to do this. And by losing that mining time, it means he's actually not got enough money to build his factory yet. Wait, is he proxying his... Where did his money... Oh, it's not... He's going for stim. This is like the world's fastest stim. Off of just one racks here. We've got marines up, or medics up here as well. He should put that here and then... keep it on. Yeah, I have like ridiculously long legs, but the trouble with long legs is nowhere is basically... Nowhere is safe. Like, you can't go anywhere because you can't fit your legs anywhere. Like, tables, forget about it. And yeah, Rapid thankfully disappeared because... I don't think many people would be very happy with him still being around anyway, so he did the community a favor and left. Although apparently he is still going to travel to Russia to cast RCG, but I'm not really sure I agree with that. But that's not my decision, that's Rushbrain, and apparently he's paying for it himself, so there we go. The good news is there'll be a second stream, which is going to be in English as well. I don't know who's casting on the other stream, but... Now we're going to have Vody going for a little bit of a timing attack here. He was only on one barracks for a very long time, so... Damn Funk, that's what Rustbrain said in the RCG thread. But back to this game, we've got Vody with his 2 racks, still getting ready to go for a timing attack here. There's only 2 Sunkens, one of them is not yet finished, but there is a lot of Lings behind this. I think this could be a little bit of a cursed push here. There is 2 Sunkens, which are very good. There's only 2 medics as well. So he's not going to be able to break the Sunkens with this minute. Oh no, and he loses another Marine as well. Ah, I misread. I thought he said he was paying for himself. Yeah, I don't think anyone would be very happy if he went, so hopefully he doesn't. Now, interestingly, Vody has been mining out these center minerals. I think he's getting ready to go for a big timing attack a little bit later on, but that also actually helps Dane. So back at home we do have the first Muteless coming out here. Carapace is on the way. And does Vody have the proper defenses back at home? There's no turrets. He's finally starting them. Now the good thing is he does have his Marines out in the middle of the map, but it's so hard to micro Marines against Muteless. And now the poor thing is the Firebats aren't going to be able to do too much. They're keeping the Muteless away from his base, which is good. But Dane is essentially really, really in a good position. Now if he can somehow clear up all these Mutelists, he is going to be in a very good spot, but all of his bio is going to die here in the middle of the map. He only killed one of the Mutas. He's going to lose all of his medics as well. He lost his Firebats. He's got 1 remaining. If he can stim this in and kill every single drone, he has a shot, but he is in such a weird position. Looks like we do have more Marines in the main base. Can he pull off a miracle here, much like his teammate just did? I'm not too sure. Now, iRk saying in chat that that was an unnecessary fight. It kind of was necessary. He didn't really have a chance. He had to basically fight because he couldn't run away from the Mutalisks, and if he'd left the Mutalisk alone, looks like the Firebat did get into the main but did do no damage, but basically the Mutalisk would just fly to his main and he had no defense, so it was like either fight there or lose anyway. Looks like the Mutalisk getting in behind the turrets. There is a turret at the back which is helping out a little bit. You can see how low some of these Mutalisks are. Like if he just gets some good hits, there's going to be a lot of dead Mutalisks, but unfortunately, he's just finding himself in such a weird position. And the Marines are kind of stuck running through the mineral line as well. I don't see this turning out very well for Vody here. As sad as it is, it looks like Vody is going to take his first loss against Zerg. But it's good for us because it means Dane's going to take us to an ace match the way this is going. Yeah, and look at this, more and more Mutalisks coming in. And the more Mutalisks that come in, the harder this gets for Vody. He's only got a few Marines left. There's only 2 barracks pumping out Marines. I think this is going to be it. GG. 9 minutes exactly. And we are going to be going into an ace match when we get back after this short break. See you guys very, very soon. STPL does! Bio TVP? Wow! You got it! STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does! Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Hello guys and welcome to the ace match between Valhalla team and iRk. The people in chat guessed it correctly. Unlike Artosis' stream, the people in chat in the STPL know what they're talking about. And I appreciate all of you. Guy in chat, you're the best, right? But starting us off down here in the bottom right hand corner, fighting for Valhalla team is going to be Yangachi. Yangachi, an incredibly strong amateur Protoss player from South Korea, did win his game against True Touch in game number 1. And his opponent spawning us off in the bottom left hand corner is the Miracle Toss. Fighting for iRk, it's DeWalt, one of Russia's and foreign's finest. In the blue, fighting for iRk. Now Lelekbert Bolka in chat saying DeWalt will not win this. I think a lot of people would say that when he faced off against Shine on this very map just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And yet he came out, he played like a 25-30 minute macro game against one of the best Zerg players of all time in Shine, and he won. He pulled off a miracle. He played against Bishop, one of the best amateur Korean Terrans, now random players, in game number 2 of this series. And he won. Can he pull off a 3rd miracle in a row? I would not rule out DeWalt whatsoever. Oh, and looks like Fujikura is Fujikura's coming out saying if DeWalt wins, I guarantee Bonith will play in the STPL finals. Now, what will probably happen is it'll happen in game 7 because we need a PvP, right? That's the problem. It's gonna be a PvP, because guess what? We had no mirrors today whatsoever. And then the ace match, it's a mirror matchup, guys. It's a PvP. And yeah, we actually had a very early 12 Nexus from Yangachi. So Yangachi playing this incredibly greedily. He's actually scouting incredibly late as well. DeWalt going for a cross-position scout first is actually going to run in to Yangachi's probe, but will he know what direction to go? He should do. The probe would be coming over here, and yes, he does. He's going to go to the bottom right-hand corner, so he is going to scout this incredibly quickly. Now, DeWalt is no stranger to playing aggressive. When he sees this, what is his plan going to be? Is he going to go for a second gateway, or is he going to try and play this and go for a later expansion? Playing greedy against this can work, but we've seen TT1, who's kind of like the anti-12 next master, just go for very quick proxy Reaver, because you can just kind of waddle up and kill all the cannons that they're going to build. Because look, the cannon's up. We've got a Zealot coming around here with a Dragoon. He's going to look to put a little bit of pressure on early on. There's no additional buildings. And here it is. It's going to be Proxy Robo. There is 100% no other reason to build this pylon here. I mean, you can go for like Proxy Million Gateways, but it's just not going to work. Now, unfortunately, for DeWalt, Yangachi's going to scout this. But he doesn't know what's going to be built there. So that's important. He should know that it is going to be a Robo. But even so, look, he's forced to build cannons. He can't hold with anything else. He's only got one unit right now. The core isn't even done. He's not gone for a second Zealot. He is going for nothing but cannons now to defend. And guess what cannons are not good against, especially when they're horizontal to things? It's Reavers. Reavers absolutely destroy cannons. Now, this could either be an incredibly fast victory here for the Miracle Toss, or we could see an insane hold by Yangachi. He's also actually proxying a second gateway. But Yangachi is in a lot of trouble. You can see that Yangachi trying to go for double gateways. Honestly, going for an additional cannon may have actually been pretty good. Looks like he's going to be trying to go Mass Dragoon to kind of counteract this. Now, he does have the better economy. He is going to have 3 cannons. But there's going to be a support bay coming up very soon. Forge coming up as well. Support bay coming up. Now, if he builds cannons here, which he has the power to do, he can contain his opponent. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to push with cannons. DeWalt is so clever, man. He is so good. And yeah, the DeWalt bay, the support bay finishes very fast. Look at this, it's already done. There's going to be a Reaver on the way already. The 3 gateway worth of production hasn't really kicked in fully yet. He only has 3 Dragoons coming in. He's got a 4th gateway coming in as well, a 5th gateway. He is doing everything he can to hold this, but look at this, cannons! Cannons coming in with a Reaver. The cannon is going to be defended by a shield battery as well, just to add insult to injury here at the front. And the funny thing is, Yangachi can see this as well. He knows he's getting contained, and this also creates a bit of a wall. And there's no chance of a DT counter. There's no Templar Archives or anything even on the way, or a Cybercore. Not a Cybercore, a Citadel. And this is just basically the I am just going to beat you build by DeWalt. He's going to get a second Reaver most likely immediately. The Reaver going to go forward, gets a shot off on the Dragoons. Gets a shot off on the cannons. Just look how quickly cannons die to Reavers. It's almost ridiculous. Although it's unfair because they don't burn down. And that's the point. As Castamuse says in chat, Yangachi has nothing that can remove the Reaver from the equation. And there's no way whatsoever that Yangachi can push out of this. He is completely contained. This is a hard contain that will not be broken. And there is about to be a second Reaver. Yangachi playing very greedy, trying to catch DeWalt off guard, thinking he wouldn't play aggressively. And here we go, the Dragoons are coming out. Can they hold on? Looks like there's a lot of Dragoons here, but there is 2 Reavers. The shield battery being used to great effect. We'll keep an eye on the shields, even using it on the Dragoons here. So many Dragoons have gone down from Yangachi, and DeWalt's units standing strong. He's still got shield battery energy as well. Every time, look at this. He is not taking any damage on this Reaver. Oh my goodness, DeWalt is so good. And Yangachi has been broken. DeWalt is not going to be losing this game. The 3rd Reaver going to be coming in as well. And that is such a good, well-played game by DeWalt. Yangachi is not going to be able to recover from this. I'm usually a very big optimist, but you can't break 3 Reavers with just Dragoons. It's not going to happen. Is he... Oh my god, is he even going to save his Dragoon? Yes, he is. Look at that. Using his shield barrier. Look at this boss. Look at him. DeWalt's so good. The Miracle Toss performing another miracle. And he's going to get the Nexus. This was all of what Yangachi was planning for. The first Reaver, is it going to go down? Yes, it is. He loses a Reaver. But at what cost? He's still up over 10 supply. The Dragoons taking down the other Dragoons. Reavers on the bottom of the ramp going to be shooting up. Going to lose another Reaver. That's actually a bit of a mistake. DeWalt is still technically on 1 base, so Yangachi could maybe pull off a miracle, but there's going to be another Reaver coming in again. And it's just not going to end. Like, it's just not gonna end. At all. And GBLC are saying it proves 12 Nexus isn't valid. I mean, TT1 already proved that. GG, Yangachi taps out. DeWalt wins game number 5. And he takes iRk to the semi-finals for the 3rd time in a row. Could this be their time to get to the finals? Looks like DeWalt just stayed in this game, probably feeling very happy with his win. I love watching it when players stay in and just watch the stuff. And yeah, that's Valhalla team's last game in the tournament. They are done. They are out. There's no 3rd, 4th place match, so there's no chance of them getting on the podium. Well, there's no chance of them getting on the podium anyway, because there's now 3 teams left. But that was really sick. DeWalt winning yet another amazing game. He's just going from strength to strength in the STPL. It's almost ridiculous. Like, is he... Yeah, he's catching up with Noob and Koga as well in the rankings. So, that's awesome. Really sick. Congratulations to iRk for making their way into the 3rd place match. Into the semi-final. And their opponents in the semi-final are going to be the one, the only Net Wars, which is going to be an incredible matchup. Now, let's have a look at the results for this series. Then I can tell you who is playing against who in Net Wars versus iRk, as long as there's no subs. And yeah, this is going to be the first time a foreign team has made it into the finals. So, at least the finals of the playoffs as such, but let's have a look at the results, and then we'll go from there. So, we had Yangachi taking down True Touch in a very convincing game 1 win. True Touch tried to play aggressive with Hydras, lost all his Hydras early on, and then just couldn't recover after that. And then we've got DeWalt taking down Bishop in a really well played PvT. The aggression just didn't stop. The aggression really didn't stop. It was insane. VT didn't use Substitute. The thing is, like, Valhalla team, like, I'll explain this in a second, but we have Oya taking down Pitbull in Fantasy 2. That was a walkover. So then we had Dane taking down Vody, keeping the dream alive for Valhalla team, but DeWalt crushing that dream, taking out Yangachi in that incredibly well played PvP. And just overall a very good series. So we've had a lot of good games. It's been a little bit short. We've only gone up to about basically we've basically got up to an hour, just over. The bracket is on Liquipedia, who are one of our fantastic sponsors. I think you can do bracket. Yeah, bracket links it. But yeah, essentially, let's just go back to the camera for a second now. I don't know if this is true, but I'm not sure what's happening with Valhalla team in Season 4. No one's really confirmed to me either way if they're playing in Season 4 or not. I can only assume that some people are. Like, I'm assuming that most teams are, but I'm not too sure about Valhalla team at the moment. We'll have to see what happens, but when they split up with Wiko, they struggled a little bit getting players, and then had a few walkovers here and there. So I don't know. Season 4 is 100% confirmed. It's not... I've kind of planned it, but not planned it. Like, it's going to be later this year. We've got the sponsor already of Esport Fund. They're going to be putting $1,000 to the tournament, and they put $500 to this one. And thank you to the wonderful community donations. We made our $2,000 goal, which means Esport Fund are doubling their investment for Season 4. So basically, it's really, really sick. So that's pretty awesome. Now, Castamuse wants to see the other version of me. Where is this loading? Oh no, it's not loading, never mind. That's something else. But basically, really, really good series. Here it is. Yeah, we get to have Edacuna on stream as well. Here we go. Look at that. My VR chat avatar. There we go. We VTuber now. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, either way, great series today. Join us for the semi-final. The games will be played on Sunday. Now, as long as there is no walkovers or substitutes, which there shouldn't be, we're going to have True Touch versus Yeti on game number 1, Oya versus Koga on game number 2, DeWalt versus Zero on game number 3, and Vodi versus Ziggy in game number 4. So that's really, really sick. Really looking forward to that series. And yeah, it's just going to be great. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to find someone to raid, and I will see you guys next. Let's do Monday next week for the semi-final, and then we can go into no, we'll do Sunday. We'll cast on Sunday this week, because that way we can get the finals announced as well. So see you guys later. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys on Sunday.